In this video, I'll show you how to add items to your catalog and preview your printed materials. You can sell items individually or combine items to create a lot. Either way, you start by adding individual items. Once the individual items have been entered, you can join them to create a lot, and we have a separate video for lots. To enter an item, click on Catalog, then Add an Item. It's always a good idea to search to see if the donor is already in the system. If they are, click to select their record. If not, you can add their info by clicking the Add Donor button. Enter the name as you want it to appear in the catalog and any print materials. Enter the quantity you have available to sell. Assigning a category allows visitors to your site to easily search for the items they're interested in. Common categories are preloaded, but you can also create your own. Flagging the item as a gift certificate or pickup item will make it easier for your team to manage items at will call. Different item types reflect the various ways and places items can be sold. The type you select will generate the appropriate pricing fields and bid style choices. Notice how the form changes for each type. Live items are sold to the highest bidder by an auctioneer. Silent types are sold to the highest bidder via paper, online, or mobile bidding. Sellable and sign up are sold for a fixed price, usually to multiple people. Raffle is for games of chance tickets. Paddle raise is for cash donations. And in-kind is for items that will be used or consumed at the event rather than sold. You can always view explanations for each item type by clicking this help icon. I'm going to select silent type. Next, select how people will place their bids. If online mobile is chosen, you'll also need to specify the online bidding group with the desired times to open and close bidding. Fair market value is a required element. It is used to provide tax documentation to both donors and buyers and to calculate the default minimum bid and raise amounts shown here. Most people skip these fields to use the suggested values, but you can specify your own amounts by entering them here. Remember that you must specify your own values if the fair market value is $0, as the software has no basis for a suggested value and will default to 1 cent. Buy now prices are optional and allow buyers to pay a premium price to skip the bidding process. We generally recommend buy now prices be at least 150 to 200% of the item's fair market value. Once the mechanics of selling the item are entered, you can turn your attention to marketing the item. To add images, click on Add an Image, browse to select the image that you have saved to your computer, and click Save. Multiple images will display in the online catalog, but only the first one will display on printed materials. You can drop and drag images into the desired order. Add a description of the item here. Be aware that the printed description sheets have limited space, so you may want to provide a more concise description here to ensure that the font is large enough to be readable at your in-person event. If the item has any restrictions, such as limits on redemption or age requirements, you can enter them here. If you need to generate a gift certificate for the item, check this box. The primary purpose of the gift certificate is to provide instructions on how to redeem it. But if you'd also like to provide a description of the item, you can copy the description text. Any restrictions provided will automatically be included on the certificate, but they won't display here. If you need to collect taxes on the item, you can choose one or more of the tax rates you've created in the site settings. And now we can save our new item. Fixed price items have more options for where they can be sold and slightly different fields. So let's take a look at the form for a sellable type. Fixed price items can also be offered during on-site check-in. And this section shows you the non-auction locations where the item is being or can be offered. Items offered in these locations are added and removed in the site settings where these features are set up, but you can see their current locations here. If you want to make changes, these edit icons will take you to the right place Just make sure you've saved any changes you've made on this page before you leave it. The pricing fields are a little simpler for fixed price items. You just need to specify fair market value and the price you want to charge. After saving your changes, you can preview how an item will appear by clicking on the item name in the grid view of the catalog. Review the text and formatting. When you first start entering items, it's a good idea to also preview the printed materials to make sure you understand how the information you're entering will display. To see your catalog exactly as visitors to your site will, click Preview Public View here. You can find additional help on every page by clicking on this widget. Here you can browse or search for illustrated instructions. If you can't find what you need, you can contact our support team. And check out our blog for tips and trends in auction fundraising.